going on, doctor?
Can't find my cigarette lighter, man.
Well,
I got it now. Everything's fine.
Everything's cool?
Yeah.
Are you going to give that away this week?
Are you kidding me? It's a cricket lighter.
It's a cricket. What's going on, doctor? How you doing, Christopher?
Good evening, gentlemen.
Very good.
I got it now. Everything's fine.
Everything's
watches,
cool?
doctor?
Are you going to give that away
That's
this week?
Mine broke. I need one.
Well, see, you should have called in and guessed my first name. You're the one.
How you doing, Christopher? No one else did either. You just gave me a hint.
I figured you would have told me, Doc, and give me a good hint.
Well, it's Monday,
mine broke.
as you all can tell, and the Patriots fans are
Ecstatic. No one else did either.
exuberant,
You just gave me a
exultant,
hint.
and all of those good words. They are now only. Well, it's Monday. 4 games away from being the world champions of professional football. And if you are a Patriot fan, mind you, and you're not by a TV set, stay tuned on WHET for the Monday Night Football game. And if I were you, I would be rooting for the Oakland Raiders. For the only team that I feel that stands in the Patriots' way of becoming Super Bowl champs are the Cincinnati Bengals, for that is the only team that could make it to the playoffs that the Patriots have not played and beaten. They have beaten Oakland, they have beaten Pittsburgh, and they have beaten Baltimore, and it looks good for them. And if I were y'all, I would definitely root for the Raiders tonight. Hopefully that they'd be up come 3 weeks from now and get knocked off by the Patriots.
If the Raiders do win, that will mean that the Patriots could conceivably have the home field advantage.
How's that?
If the Raiders beat Cincinnati, that knocks Cincinnati out of it.
Right.
That will mean Pittsburgh and Oakland.
Yeah, but Oakland's only lost 1 game.
Right, but Pittsburgh and Oakland would play. And should the Buffalo trip up the Colts, that knocks Cincinnati out of it. Right. That will mean Pittsburgh and
No, I think Baltimore, the best record's going to play the wild card team.
Right, and that'll be Oakland.
Okay, so, and they would probably have the home field advantage, which would mean the Patriots,
Oh, I see.
if they are the wild card team. Now, the Patriots still have a chance of coming in first
That's what I mean.
if Buffalo knocks off the Baltimore
That'll be
Colts.
Oakland.
Right.
So it's looking good in Old Beantown.
You know, son, we started this show
If they are the
way
wild
back
card team, now the
way
Patriots
back
still
a
have
couple
chance
months
of
ago,
coming in
talking
first.
about
That's what
the Patriots. At least I said I didn't think the Patriots were going to go very far. And here we are, 13 weeks into the season, and the Patriots have surprised everybody, including themselves.
Including me, because I only predicted 9-5, and they definitely have surpassed that. The worst they can wind up is 10-4. And I was thinking about right now the odds of them winning the Super Bowl probably 5-1. That's pretty good odds.
I would say that the only stumbling block right now
I was
would
thinking
be,
about right now
the
the
biggest
odds of
one
them
would
winning
be
the Super Bowl
Oakland, because if they get
probably
by
5-1.
I see
That's pretty good odds.
Baltimore. I would say that the only stumbling block right now
Baltimore hasn't been playing
would
well
be,
at all the
I
last
know
few
the
years.
past couple weeks.
Dallas has no
because
offense
if they get
now.
by Oakland, I see Baltimore and Dallas. You don't think Baltimore?
Baltimore hasn't been playing well at all the last
I know
few
the
years.
past couple weeks.
Dallas has no offense now. They're hurting offensively.
We can't overlook the Redskins, Darryl. Washington Wally would crucify us all.
Isn't that a
if we didn't-
shame? The Washington Redskins are playing excellent football. I don't know how those old guys muster up the strength to go out there Sunday after Sunday and beat folks, but they had a 19-point victory last week, and that's, even though it was just against the New York Jets, it's St. Louis, as far as I was concerned, upset the Baltimore Colts, and now St. Louis has to play the Giants, who are all of a sudden decide to win football games, so it should be very interesting.
We should make mention of the Giants because once again, there's an individual at this station who is a big Giants fan, and that is the wild man, Gene D'Agostino, and I know he has been just really disappointed that I haven't mentioned his Giants. So, wild man, if you're listening, I mentioned your Giants, and maybe I don't know if I should make a fool out of him, Darryl, but he actually had the temerity today to say that the Giants next season would be a contending ball club.
Well,
And I told him they needed a quarterback.
We can't even talk about next season because they haven't even finished this season.
I told them they needed a quarterback before they were going to contend for anything.
I think they need more than just a quarterback myself.
Well, if you just tuned in, excuse me, you have missed the problems that we were going through at the beginning of the show. We have cleared up all of the problems, so you can turn your dial back up. This is a real live show. And Chris and Jim, I would like to say one thing before we go any further in the sports news. We have echoed the sentiments on this particular talk show that the fans of New England are apathetic. It must have carried all the way down to Foxborough, for Chuck Fairbanks made the same statement.
Even he must have heard
Saturday
the show.
night.
Must have been that real windy night we had when the tailwind was blowing towards Foxborough.
Well, he said that the fans of New England were apathetic. He has no idea what they want, but he retracted that statement because they're winning. And they'll win with
He knew he better because
or
the
without
fans,
the fans.
That's right.
Well, the
Okay.
Patriots won 27-6 against the hapless New Orleans Saints. And we told you so. We'll be right back.
Sam's Outlet, 487 Moody Street, Waltham, is a very unique experience in Army and Navy shopping. You'll find famous name jeans such as Madewell, Wrangler, and Males. And we carry landlubber products too, including jumpsuits and coat dresses at low, low prices. Looking for corduroys? Sam's corduroys start at the incredibly low price of $10.99. All nationally known brands are featured, and in a variety of styles. We even carry corduroy overalls by Madewell, available at the giveaway price of $17.99. Corduroy army pants, we've got those too, in navy and in green. White and blue painter's pants, navy, tan, or green army pants, whatever it is, Sam's has it. And to keep you warm this winter, Sam's has quilt-lined army field jackets, fleece-lined bomber jackets with fur collars, Wrangler fleece-lined ranch coats, and down jackets starting at $39.99. Come in and browse. Look for all these back-to-school specials. Sam's Outlet is open Monday through Friday till 9 p.m. and Saturdays till 6.
How's your football IQ? With so much action on the playing fields, it's easy to get confused. That's why the Boston Globe is devoting so much time and space to put the 76 season into focus. Every Friday, the Globe keeps you up to date on what's happening in the college and pro ranks with Inside Football Report. It's got previews of all the TV games, selections from Jimmy the Greek and Jeff Sagarin, weekly reports from Joe Concannon on the country's top college games, and the best pro coverage anywhere from Will McDonough. And to keep up with the high school action, check out the two-page special in the Globe every Tuesday. It's called School Sports, and each week it gives you complete league standings, statistical summaries, timely features, and stars of the week. So let the Globe put you on the 50-yard line with School Sports every Tuesday and Inside Football Reports every Friday. They're the indispensable gridiron guides. Have you seen the Globe today?
Okay, you're back on your Sports IQ, and we've given our little summation of what's been happening. Incidentally, Dr. T, you were incorrect in your prediction of the the Walpole Newton North game, because Norm Walker did get beat on the weekend. I saw the game. I saw about 3/4 of it, and Walpole is a big team. They've got a running back by the name of Jones, and he did a very good job on Saturday.
It's not that my prediction was so wrong. It's that Walpole didn't hear it. I think if they'd have been listening, they would have made me correct.
Yes, you're in the air.
Yeah, Jim.
How you doing?
I can't believe I beat Washington Wally on the first one on the telephone tonight.
Oh, very good.
It was a photo finish.
This is a loyal Patriots fan.
Good.
And this has been a long time coming.
You happy?
I'm ecstatic.
About how many years?
13, I think.
13, that's right, from 1963.
Before you arrived, Jim.
That's right. I came in 65.
That's right.
And I stayed after we had the 66 season. I figured I'd hang around for a few more years, figuring we'd be in the Super Bowl.
Right.
I just retired too soon, I guess.
Right. Well, I just called tonight to offer my condolences to Washington Wally. I feel sorry for him that the Cardinals beat the Baltimore Colts and just about ruined Washington's chances, but they still got a chance. But,
well, not really, because Washington has beaten St. Louis twice.
Yeah, but I mean, they have to beat Dallas, and that's going to be a really big test for them.
Well, I would think that the Dallas Cowboys aren't playing as good a football as they're capable of, and I would not be surprised if Washington went down to Dallas and won that football game.
Washington's got quite a bit of momentum built up over the last few weeks, and this game, Dallas has clinched a playoff berth. This game means so much to the Redskins, so there's all kinds of factors that could work, and it could come back to haunt you.
Do you think any of the publicized Billy Kilmer, problems down there will have anything to do with his performance next Sunday?
No, not when it comes to that much money on the line for winning one football game. You know, they go to the playoffs. The first game that they play in the first round, they only receive individual game checks. But after that, the dough gets real big and heavy.
Right.
So I don't think that they will let that type of news affect their play.
Well, they get about $3,000 a man for the first game of the playoff.
No, they get the game check. Whatever your individual pay is per week during the season is what you receive in the first round of the playoff. After that, it goes up to $8,500, I think it still is, for the championship of that particular conference, and $6,500 for the losers.
Then say Baltimore should lose next Sunday and the Patriots should win, which would make them the division champions.
That's right. Then Baltimore would be facing the winner of the Central Division of the AFC. New England, if they finish 11-3, will be facing the Central Division winner.
I see. Okay.
At home.
Okay, I got it now. All right. All right, and I just want one more condolence. I want to condole Jim. Give my condolences to Jim because I
get them all in tonight.
I definitely know that Chuck Fairbanks is going to be voted the Coach of the Year. You know?
Chuck, that's true. I was just going to say that Chuck Fairbanks is going to be Coach of the Year, and which he has to have that. He will get that. There's no doubt about it.
Right.
All right. I don't really think it's because of his coaching ability, but nonetheless, he's going to be Coach of the Year.
Yeah.
And Mike Caines is going to be Rookie of the Year.
Right, and also I think Steve Brown will be the MVP Player of the Year too.
Watch out for O.J. Simpson.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, okay, you got a point there. One other point I want to mention. Last week you had a caller that called about the middle of the latter part of the week, saying he wondered what Sam Cunningham could do behind a good offensive line, and this really ticked me off because.
What Sam Cunningham would do?
Yeah, because the Patriots are only second behind Pittsburgh this year in total offensive yards.
I don't remember that. I'm sorry, but continue.
When the guy can make a statement like this, when the Patriots themselves have one of the best offensive lines in the league, it irks me no end. And I think this is the apathetic voice of the fans who sit at home and watch on television the Patriots and really don't go out and pay money to see the games. And sometimes if you're like me and you haven't got the opportunity to pick up the phone and get right through, where I'm a season ticket holder and have been for a long time, it's very aggravating. But sometimes we just have to sit home and listen to these things.
Yeah.
But
thank God. I don't remember that conversation myself. But,
well, he just made the point that he seemed to think that the Patriots were just like the old Patriots, that he thought that the offensive line wasn't as good as some other teams, and he was wondering what certain players could do with another team's certain strengths and so forth. And I just think the Pats this year have played just about as well, if not better than any other team in professional football.
If that's what he said, that's probably why we don't remember, because we didn't pay him much. Never mind.
Right.
Believe me, if he made a statement like that, we just let it go.
Well, okay. All right. So now it's what is it down to now? 4-0 and
4-0, and you're the world's champion.
Right.
Righto.
Okay. So
Thank you for your call. Okay.
All righty, 891-1330, and yes, you're on the air.
Well, hello.
Hey.
You got beat this time, mister.
Boy, not only did I get beat, but I got nothing to say because you people said it all.
We did. What did we say?
Huh?
What did we say?
Well, I think you said you can't underestimate the Redskins, although you didn't say that.
Right, we didn't say that. But you just did.
But how do you like that? The Jets by, 21?
Who said that?
That's what they beat them by.
No, they beat them by 19, I believe.
Only 19?
I'm not even sure what the score was.
How much the Patriots beat them by?
Patriots beat who by?
The Jets.
41-7.
41-7?
Mm-hmm. The first time.
And the second time?
Second time they beat them by enough points to be considered the winners of the game.
How much was that?
Oh, probably 10.
10?
Mm-hmm. Well, they got behind 10-0, if you remember that game in the very beginning of the game.
Yeah.
And the Patriots showed and have shown throughout the season that they are capable of beating anybody whenever they feel like it, because they played a very, very nostalgic type of football game the first 3 quarters yesterday, and in the fourth quarter they just cut loose.
Yeah, one thing people haven't mentioned, the Redskins can also be the wild card with a tie.
I didn't know that.
Mm.
How can they? Oh, you mean by just being all right?
If
4
they're
losses.
tied, they go to sudden death, and it's still. And if there's still a tie, after that quarter, then it ends in a tie.
Mm-hmm.
And then the thing is decided on the basis of percentage. And with the 4 Redskin losses, and with the 4.
I think that would give St. Louis a better percentage.
It might.
10 losses out of 14 games versus 10 wins. They'll have to win because 9 out of 14 is not as good a percentage as 10 out of 14.
Unless St.Louis loses. Who are they playing?
They're playing the upstart New York Giants, and it won't be an easy day for them. Don't laugh now. The Giants might do you a favor.
Ah, Lord,
Didn't the Giants beat the Redskins already?
A favor. How can they do us any favors?
Close.
What you say?
I said the Giants can't do themselves a favor. How can they do us a favor?
Well, next week, I tell you, this Sunday, just root for the New York Giants and then root for the Redskins.
No, we don't want to go in that way.
You don't?
You want to go in whatever way you can get it.
Believe
well,
me.
that's true at this point.
As a Redskin fan, take it any way you can get it.
Listen.
Yes.
We're going to end up in the Super Bowl, both of us.
We are?
Sure. You go to one
I can't afford to go myself, so you'll have to go first.
Hey, what kind of investments are you making, Doctor?
Huh?
If you're putting your money on your picks this year, I don't know.
Well, let's put it this way. My investments are good enough to make me want to stay around here as opposed to going to California.
Oh.
So you got to
You don't want to go out there?
Pardon me?
You don't want to go out there? Listen.
No.
That's where everybody's going.
Is that right?
Sure. Plunkett and who's the rest of them? OJ? Is he still going out there?
More power to him.
We'll let them all go, and we'll take over this part of the country.
Right. Last I heard, if they had a big earthquake out in California, it was going to fall into the Pacific. So I'm going to stay here.
Oh, Lord. Listen, that still's going to happen.
It is?
Oh, yeah.
Then I'm definitely going to stay here then.
Oh, no. That's inevitable. It's just a question of when.
Well, it's for sure, Washington Waller, you won't get a chance to go to California, not to see the Redskins play in the Super Bowl, for they will not be there.
You don't think they'll be there?
No,
Not
sir.
this year.
Not this year.
Well, I don't know who's going to beat them if they get the wild card. They're hot now.
If they get the wild card, the first team they play will beat them.
And a hot Kilmer against whatever Dallas has got, it's not going to... They're not going to beat him. He's healthy and he's hot.
Is that right?
Sure.
He'll be cold when they play up in Minnesota.
Huh?
It'll be cold in Minnesota.
Oh, listen, we beat them in the mud or the rain or the snow or the sleet or the hail. It doesn't matter. We only have problems in the sun. That's all.
Well, you don't want to go to California then.
Oh, well, we do, but, it's going to rain that day.
Oh, okay.
So we'll be all right.
You already know that?
Sure.
That should make the grape growers out there very happy.
Listen.
Yes.
Well, it's going to rain if the Redskins are out there, if we have to go out and seed the clouds.
If the Redskins out there, I'll go out there with you and see them.
Okay.
Okay, thanks for your
Alrighty.
call.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
All righty. It's time to take a break. What time is it, T?
I was going to say the telephone number. I have not the slightest idea what time it is.
891-1330, and our time is 6:24.
Time
on
to
your
take a
Sports
break.
IQ here in Waltham, and it's time to take a break. We'll be right back.
Well, the fall and winter season is upon us again. And that means fall and winter sports, too. Football, hockey, basketball, soccer, and so many more. Auburndale Sports Shop has complete lines of products to satisfy your needs in any sport. Whether you need a complete hockey outfit or just a football mouthpiece, Auburndale Sports not only has large selections, but trained salespeople to steer you towards the best item for your needs. Auburndale Sports Shop is not just another product distributor. Their prices are fair and competitive, and they stand behind their products. They have built and they stake their reputation on their outstanding service. From the repair and reconditioning of equipment and restringing of rackets to the unique skate trade-in program and sharpening while you wait, Auburndale Sports has consistently proven that they cannot be beat. So, for any equipment or advice you might need this season, come down and see Rob or Dan or any of the people at Auburndale Sports Shop, located at 419 Lexington Street in Auburndale. You can be assured of quality products at the best prices with the integrity and service to please anyone. Be sure to mention that Jim, Darrell, and Chris sent you.
Tired of the travel hassle? Forget about all those trips to the airline offices for information and tickets. Beat the long lines at the ticket counters by doing what professionals do. One phone call from your home or office to the pros at Welsh Travel, and our advisors will do it all, literally everything. Welsh Travel can book your airline, train, and boat tickets and give you advice on the best hotel to choose. Need a car to meet your plane? Welsh can arrange it, together with sightseeing tours, theater reservations, and much more. All of this including delivery of all tickets and documents to your home or office, free of any service charges. One call does it all. 237-5707. Welsh Travel Consultants, 15 Walnut Street in Wellesley Hills.
Do we what?
Oh, I got a scoop for you guys.
Oh, yeah, tell me the scoop.
I have a scoop for you.
What's the scoop?
Darrell Royal and Frank Broyles both are retired from the coaching profession last Saturday night after the Texas-Arkansas game. And the rumor going around town is that Darrell Royal is going to take over the Boston University coaching job.
That's a heck of a rumor.
Darrell Royal?
Yes, that is a big scoop.
You're right, that is a scoop.
That's a bad move.
You better wear those high boots, too, right?
For sure. Yes, you're on the radio. Your turn. You're next.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes. How you doing?
Fine.
Thought we lost you there for a few minutes.
Yeah, you did. I had an emergency, too.
Oh, you okay
I
now?
know. You feel better?
Not that way.
Oh.
The doorbell rang.
The other way.
Yeah.
Well, we won't get into that. What would you like to talk about?
I want to talk about the Patriots.
Go ahead.
Number one, Jim.
Yes.
Do you know anything about Sam Cunningham's shoulder?
Yeah, as of last week, it was bruised. He doesn't have a separation, but it's a bruised shoulder. It's on the outside of the arm. It's kind of funny. It's a different and odd type injury, but nonetheless, it is affecting him to the point where it's detrimental should he bump it again.
On the defense, do you think Nelson will be?
Steve Nelson?
Yeah.
If he has a dislocated kneecap, he should not come back for the remainder of the season. You know, he talked. He talked like a big martyr, or very much of a martyr, when he said he'd like to play with that kind of an injury or a broken leg or whatever his comment was, and that could take care of the rest of his football career if he should come back too soon. Dislocated kneecap is a very serious injury.
Yeah, it means it's out of place, right?
There was a trade.
There was a trade?
Yeah. Bernie Carbo is coming back to the Red Sox.
Is that right?
Yep.
Well,
Hold on. It just came over the air.
That just came across the wire?
Go ahead and report it for us.
George Scott and Bernie Carbo are back to Boston for Cecil Cooper.
That sounds like a good trade.
And you heard it on your Sports IQ right off the wire.
No, you heard it on television.
I heard it on TV.
Right.
Heard it on TV? What else?
Shouldn't be watching that. It's going to affect your scholastic progress as you get along.
Was that the emergency you had?
No.
Oh, okay. So the Boomer and Bernie Carbo are on their way back to Boston, and Cecil Cooper is in Milwaukee, right?
That's
Well, you can't believe what he says 90% of the time.
But he got it off the wire, I think.
Yeah, we more than likely that's the case if you heard it on television.
Let's say the Patriots get into Super Bowl.
Yeah.
All right.
Which I am going to.
If they get to the Super Bowl.
No, I am going to.
Are you going regardless?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who do you think will get in the NFC will give them the toughest time?
I think if they should play, if Baltimore should win their division, we'll take for example, if Baltimore wins their game this coming weekend.
Yeah.
Against
Buffalo.
Buffalo, right. If they should win, that puts the Patriots against Oakland. I feel that the Patriots' toughest game will be against Oakland. They should get by Oakland. I think it will be a little easier than if they should if they should beat Oakland. I think it should be a little easier down the line. Go ahead.
I think that the Rams and the Vikings, if either one of those two wind up in the Super Bowl, would probably be the Patriots' biggest challenge. The Vikings have an excellent defensive football team. They have Chuck Foreman and quite a few running backs, but they had Fran Tarkenton, and the Patriots have not seemed to fare well against a guy that had the ability to scramble. And going to the Rams have a stable full of running backs, and I'd like to see that matchup, the Los Angeles Rams and the New England Patriots, because
do you think they could run against the Rams?
Do I think they can run against the Rams? I think that they'd have an awful tough time running against the Los Angeles Rams. The only team that has successfully, with any type of prowess, run against the Rams with the San Francisco 49ers. And that I just would have to credit the 49ers to having a lucky day that day, because the Rams' defense is excellent.
They still lost. The 49ers.
No, they won 16-0.
That was the Monday night game that they won.
Oh, that's right. You're
that Delvin Williams, though, he seems to be a little bit faster than your average back. He can find the holes and he can really maneuver.
But I think that would be an interesting matchup, the Los Angeles Rams versus the New England Patriots in the Super Bowl.
A couple more questions and then I'll let you go.
Okay.
Number one, on the injured reserve list for the Patriots, who are the 3 or 4 players that are on it? I can think of 2.
You can?
Steve Nelson.
What two do you have?
Boyd.
John Sanders. Sanders is on the injured reserve list.
Yeah.
Romanisson?
Romanisson might be on there also.
And Bedoin.
Bedoin is on the injured reserve list, yes.
How many can they protect?
For what?
The
injured reserve list?
Yeah, off the reserve list.
Protect them from what?
Going to other teams.
They can protect all of them as long as they keep them on the injured reserve list. The only way that they can...
No, after the season is over.
After the season is over, they have to waive the players, and they have to clear waivers. So they're going to have to waive every player that's on the injury reserve list. So it's very difficult to say that they can protect anyone. It's like the same thing that happened with Tody Smith from Houston. They put Tody Smith on the injury reserve list. They tried to sneak him through on a Sunday night, and the Buffalo Bills claimed him, and Tody Smith is now a Buffalo Bill. So it's kind of difficult. Once you're on the injury reserve list, you have to clear waivers. The team has to waive you through the league, and if you're cleared, then you're a New England Patriot again.
So, if, let's say, is it Boyd or Brock?
Boyd. Greg Boyd.
Okay. If Boyd and Schultz get cleared, they're Patriots still.
Right.
Those are the two important players,
Right.
I think.
Right. But
In Romanishin.
take my word for it. Most of the time, you will not see a Tody Smith incident. It happened once before with the guy Klein out in Oakland.
Tony Klein.
Tony Klein was snatched off for injured reserves. But most of these teams have a working agreement that you just don't bother with guys that don't injured reserve. But sometimes you find people like Al Davis or George Allen or a few others that could care less about this verbal arrangement, and they'll go after the guy if they feel that he's healthy enough.
Just one more question and I'll let you go.
Mm-hmm.
Getting on to baseball. I know that's not your expertise.
Yes, it is. I was one heck of a baseball player when I was in high school. As a matter of fact,
it's not Jim Nance's.
How'd you know?
Because I saw you play football.
what does
Just
that
because
mean?
I play football, that doesn't mean I can't play baseball.
I think you were saying you couldn't play football.
Oh. Is that what you meant?
Not with the offensive line you had.
Oh. You mean I couldn't play football because of my offensive line?
Yeah.
Well, I did a decent job in my day.
Yeah. But they have a better one now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I can't convince you that I was a decent ball player, right?
Maybe.
How old are you?
18.
You're 18 years
Yeah,
old?
and if you
No,
believe
seriously.
it.
How old are you?
I'm 18.
How shall we cut it down? Divide by how much?
Nothing.
You're 18
You're really
years
That's
old?
zero.
You're really 18?
Yeah.
And you don't...
1958.
That's-
Figure it out quick and you get 18.
That's mathematically correct. And you don't remember Jim Nance?
Yeah, but I'm saying the offensive line with Hanner, Gray,
Well, the only thing of it is, in 1966, I gained 1,458 yards. If I ran behind the Patriot line right now, I'd probably gain 2,400 yards.
The
What do you
problem,
think about that?
the real problem is this, caller. When Jim Nance was running the football for the Patriots, he weighed more than the offensive line.
Some of the defensive line, too.
So how could they block for him? I mean, they had guys coming back with bruises in their back. You know, it's kind of difficult. No, he was a good ball player in his day.
yeah.
Yep.
What do you think of the series or the trade that
The Red Sox?
Well,
I think they gave up too much.
I don't think so. George Scott and Carbo and Scott give them right-handed and left-handed power. And it's going to solve quite a few problems for them.
Yeah, but that's another outfielder.
That's another outfielder, but you can use Carbo as a designated hitter. You could use Scott as a right-handed designated hitter. They'll probably put Scott at first, and you could use Carbo as a DH against right-handed pitchers.
Yeah, but
It gives them a lot more depth in the outfield.
they get Darwin. What did they get Darwin for?
For the year.
He's a right-handed designated hitter. No, someone will go. They have plenty of depth now, and they could also use some of these players for trade bait, and they could fulfill some of their needs.
Who? I know I said one more, but
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
This time
is
we'll
it.
make it one more. Okay.
This is it.
okay, this is it. All right, on the trading to get a pitcher, left-handed pitcher, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Who would you say is a good catch for the,
For the Red Sox?
Yeah.
Frank Tanana.
well,
No.
I know, I figured you would say that, but
Well, if you figured I would say that, why did you ask that question?
because Tanana's not available.
He's available. Everyone's available. Let's send Fred Lynn and Carlton Fisk out there for Frank Tanana. What do you think? With George Scott coming back?
Well, I don't know.
You don't know? Well, we'll have to wait till baseball season, okay?
Yeah.
All right, thanks for...
It'll be awful interesting.
Yeah, sure will be.
Okay,
Thanks
you.
for your call.
Okay,
youngest 18-year-old I've ever heard in my life.
I know it. Anyway, it's 23 minutes before the hour, and yes, you're in here.
I just got one more question.
Just one more. You haven't asked one yet.
Is that true about Josh Cotton?
Yes, sir.
I didn't know if you were just fooling around or not.
No, very true.
Daryl, last week, somebody called up and voted for Bob Chandler as wide receiver.
Yeah, he made a mistake.
No, I think you did.
You think I did?
Yeah.
Why?
Why don't you think he should, why didn't you agree with the guy?
Well, I played against Bob Chandler, and that's the reason that I thought that he might have made a mistake.
How long ago was that?
Pardon me?
How long ago was that?
What do you mean, how long ago was that?
He might be better now than he was then. He's leading the league in receptions, isn't he? For wide receivers.
Well,
I think that's with a bad quarterback.
Well, I figure this way: if they throw the ball to you enough and you get paid to catch it, then you should lead the league. Don't you agree?
Yeah, and you should get recognition for it too.
Well, he's getting recognition for it. He's the leading wide receiver in the National Football League as far as receptions are concerned. But as far as All-Pro is concerned, I could not vote for Bob Chandler. I accepted the guy's vote for Bob Chandler, but I have played against Bob, and that was 2 years ago.
Well, what if he was on a good team, though?
If he was on a good team, they'd be throwing to somebody else. A good team would have another wide receiver, wouldn't he? I mean, how can you pick a Bob Chandler in front of a Isaac Curtis or Harold Jackson or even of a Taha or Darryl Stingley
No,
Hill?
I don't think he's better, but I think he's having a better year, so you got to pick him for this year.
Yeah, but as your
I know he's not better. There's a lot better than him.
Well, see, y'all are supposed to be helping me compile an all-pro team, and since I am the coach of this all-pro team, I want some weapons. I don't want some people, I want to win. I can't win with Bob Chandler.
Can you understand? I have a question for you.
Okay.
Can you understand why they traded Hill and Richard?
No, I can't.
Well, you do
Richard,
believe...
I can, but not Hill.
J.D. Hill is he's one of the biggest, strongest, fastest wide receivers in the league.
Right.
Now,
I can see him getting rid of him, but not Hill.
Yeah, but so I really can't. And also, Bob Chandler rather played behind those two guys.
Right.
So he's really a backup wide receiver that is now playing because those two wide receivers are not there.
Mm-hmm.
I really could not understand why, and I still don't right now understand why they traded him. And as a matter of fact, OJ is very upset about the same thing.
And let me make something perfectly clear for you.
Yeah.
Just because people at one time or still do wear professional football uniforms does not necessarily make them professional athletes, and you're talking to one that wore a uniform. You see, now, I was not any worse or any better than the worst in the football league, and I've played against some good wide receivers, and that's why I could not accept Bob. I accepted him, but that's why I just kind of
Do you think he's a good wide receiver?
I think that anyone that has guts enough to catch the football on a football field is a good wide receiver, but not for all-pro recognition, no.
Well, I'll have the guts for it, but I don't know if I'll be able to do it.
Do you have the speed?
Another thing, I don't think the Patriots have... I think the only team the Patriots could have trouble with is somebody from the AFC. I think the three best teams are Oakland, Baltimore, and the Patriots. In the NFC, I don't think any team can beat the Patriots.
You're probably right. I was just asked a question about a good matchup, and I'd like to see them play the Rams or the Vikings.
Yeah, I think they could beat either one of those teams.
I believe
easily.
the same thing.
I just hope Pittsburgh doesn't get in there.
Well, you'll know a little bit later tonight.
Yeah, right. That's what I want to ask you about. Do you think Oakland's going to lay down tonight?
Mm-mm.
You know, really? You don't?
They can't afford to.
I can't see where they can afford to.
Why not?
I mean, what you're asking me is if a football player will go out on the field and intentionally lose all of his pride and not try to do his best. I just can't buy that. They might not be totally up for the game, but they'll be out to beat the Cincinnati Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll try to beat him big.
They could make them. Yeah, but they could make the mistake of laying down, and it's if you say so. And it's happened so many times before where they can't regain the momentum.
Right.
They can't afford it. It's the tail end of the season. A team like the Patriots is so hot. They've got to establish some momentum of their own. Every team now, and the Colts who started off so hot have suddenly slacked off, and they're in serious danger of not getting beyond the first round of the playoffs.
Okay, I just want to ask you that before I bet on Cincinnati.
Don't do it on my account. You'll lose.
Don't bet on Cincinnati.
Okay.
Okay, thanks for your call. Bye-bye. You're next on the radio. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Is Nance there?
Sure is.
Jim Nance?
Yeah, you got it. Here I am.
How are you?
How you doing?
Do you know who this is?
Keep talking. I think I know.
Well, you should. I spoke to you this afternoon.
Now I know who it is.
I understand you're in the insurance business.
Tell me who you are. I don't know who you are.
Is this Daryl?
Yes.
This is Richard Mancuso, Daryl.
How you doing, Richard?
I think I met you once down with Jimmy, didn't I, in Belmont?
Say hello to our listening audience.
Is this guy all pro?
Say hello to your listening audience?
You just did.
I must be the only one that's listening.
Really?
Yeah.
You're about the 50th call.
Am I?
You're the only one listening.
And we picked up the wrong phone.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Wonderful. Hey, Jim?
Yes, go ahead.
You're in the insurance business now, are you?
Yeah, I do. I sell a little insurance.
Do you? What
For
are you
Sun
working
Life
for?
of Canada.
Is it Sun Life?
For, who are those guys in the background?
Oh, those are my children.
Hey,
Oh.
hey, Richard, before you go any further,
Yeah.
Mr. Nance is in the insurance business, and don't take this as a threat, but because of that statement you made about you being the only one listening to our show,
Yeah?
you better pull out a policy.
Particularly
That
on
wasn't
your
very
home.
nice. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
as a matter of fact, I work for Sun Life of Canada. What do you got to say?
An unsolicited testimonial.
What do you got to say for yourself tonight?
Huh?
What do you got to say for yourself tonight?
No, really, I didn't. What I called for really was, naturally, I called about the Patriots. I was listening to the show and I heard about the trade the Red Sox had made.
Right, Bernie Carbo and George Scott are coming back to town.
Yeah, that's not the reason I called. I called more or less to find out about the AFC playoffs, really. The little bit I do know about it.
All right.
All right, now, if the Patriots should win Sunday, all right, now Baltimore plays who, the Jets?
Baltimore plays the
Buffalo.
Buffalo
Oh,
Bills.
Buffalo, okay. Now, Baltimore should...
They should, but in all honesty, Baltimore should beat the Buffalo Bills.
Right, okay. Now, if the Patriots should win Sunday, right, and they should win
Right.
with who they're playing,
Tampa
it would
Bay.
be a tie. Naturally, Buffalo would have to win because of the way it's set up. Okay?
I mean, Baltimore would win.
I mean, Baltimore
Right,
should
okay.
win, right, okay. Now, the Patriots would go on to play Oakland.
That's right.
Okay, and Baltimore would go on to play who?
Either Pittsburgh or Cincinnati.
Depends
right.
on who wins tonight.
Oh, I see. So if Cincinnati loses tonight, they're out of it.
Right.
Right.
That means that the Baltimore will play Pittsburgh.
Oh, I got it. Okay.
All right.
Wonderful.
Anything else?
No, that's all I wanted.
Well, thank
Say
you for
hi
your,
to your kids for us.
thank you for your phone call.
I will.
And you're not the only guy listening, by the way.
No, I know
Mister?
that.
Yeah,
My
I-
kids are listening, too. I'll see
That's
you
why
later.
they're screaming.
All righty.
Take
Thank
care,
you.
Jimmy, I'll talk to you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All righty. It is now time to take another phone call. Yes, you're on the air.
Hello.
How you doing?
All right. I'd like to ask a question about the playoffs.
Go ahead.
Tonight's game, Cincinnati-Oakland.
All right.
I think Oakland's going to beat Cincinnati. I don't think it's going to happen where they're going to lay down or anything.
Well, Daryl expressed my sentiments also in the fact that, I talked to a guy in the office today, and he said, that Oakland might lay down. And you have too much pride involved for these guys to do this, along with the fact that they want the momentum to carry from the past couple of wins to carry on into the playoffs. And I really don't foresee Oakland, not going at 110% like they always do to win this football game.
Yeah.
They can't take the chance, really. Because another thing that happens, if you go out there and you're not going at 110%, you're going to have some injuries that could affect you in the playoffs. So everybody's got to. The only time you get hurt is when you're backing off and you're only playing at 70 or 80%.
Right. Also, if they, I think they'll be playing harder tonight because everybody's saying that they're going to lay down because they want to they don't want to face the Steelers. They're going to win, and that's what they're going to give them the momentum. If they lose, people will say, "See, they didn't want to play the Steelers."
I'll tell you something else. I like.
Backed into it.
But they're not going to play the Steelers, sir. That's a misconception you have.
If they lose,
they have to play the New England Patriots.
I think they'll beat the Patriots.
No, they will not beat the Patriots, which means that Oakland does not have to worry about playing the Pittsburgh Steelers.
No, I think they will beat the Patriots. No question about it.
Well, you don't sound much like a Patriot fan.
No, I'm not.
Caller, I agree
You
with
aren't,
you, by the
huh?
way.
I think Oakland is going to beat the Patriots. This is not the third or fourth game of the year. This is for the money.
Well,
And the Patriots are good.
the third or fourth game of the year was for the money also, because that goes in your win-loss record, and the Patriots thoroughly whipped the Oakland Raiders. I don't mean just beat them, but they thoroughly whipped the Oakland Raiders, the worst whipping that the Oakland Raiders have taken since they lost 44-20 to the Kansas City Chiefs 3 years ago.
Okay, Dal, but you remember also that that was a time when they were just revamping the whole defensive line without injuries. And,
Well,
I think that now they're much more. Tonight we'll see. I think they're much more, solidly put together team than they were at that point. I think they're going to beat the
I
Patriots.
think you're going to be quite surprised when you see the Oakland Raiders, because the Oakland Raiders happen not to possess the best running game in the world. They are a passing, offensive football team. They have a more better than adequate defense. The only running back that you might say of some merit, they have Charlie Smith back. They got Davis from Southern Cal, but Carl Garrett has been coming on strong for the Oakland Raiders as of late. So if Wildeyes decides to play football, then you might see a running game. Outside of that, they have to pass the football.
Yeah, well, I agree with that. But still, I think when the Patriots beat them,
I think the Patriots beat them, and they caught Oakland with their pants down.
That's right.
How can you beat a team 42 to something and catch them with
48.
the pants? Well, whatever. How can you score that
10.
many points against a team and then make an excuse for the team that lost by that much?
No, I'm not making excuses now.
Oh, you're not?
No, I'm not. They beat them. That's true. There are a number of factors that went into Oakland losing as well. The Patriots are unheralded, so you came in, playing figuring you got a team that may have won one or two surprise games, but now you're going to whoop them.
All right, I'll buy that.
Okay,
but not by that point margin.
Okay.
I can't buy that.
Well, next thing is that when a team like that got behind by a few touchdowns, they figured, well, it's out. We're out of it. We might as well just let them put our money, put our other players in there, and they're going to beat us. Nothing we can do about it. And that's what the comments were after the bowl game. A lot of players said, well, they just beat us, and around the third quarter, middle of the third quarter, the game was over. As far as the number of the players were concerned, because they knew it was out.
They will get another opportunity at the Patriots, and I want to hear what the excuse will be this time.
No, I think though. I think in terms of the offensive line, you can't. Both offensive lines are about equal. I think Oakland got a hell of an offensive line, and that's where the game's going to be won or lost when they meet again.
We will see what the excuse will be this time.
No, I think that I believe that they're going to beat the Patriots. Well, we'll see tonight and what kind of shape they're in.
Okay.
Also, I want to make one more comment. What happened to Johnny Majors? He went to Tennessee.
Yes.
And have they announced the coach yet?
They will probably announce tonight that it will be Jackie Sherrill returning. He spent the season at Washington State. He was an assistant to Majors for 3 seasons.
Oh, I see.
The press conference is at 8 o'clock.
Is this our Big 8 fan?
Yes.
Okay, I was digging up some things that I wanted to present to you, and in head-to-head meetings with the Southwest Conference this season, the Big 8 is 1 win, 3 losses, and a tie in regular season.
Okay.
However, they do have a chance to cut the margin. Nebraska and Texas Tech are playing in the Astro Bluebonnet Bowl. Should be a great game, and we've got it here on WHET.
One thing that did come out noticing important that when BC did beat Texas, but Texas might have had one of the worst years they had.
This is true. Texas did have a bad season. BC, one team that BC played this season came out with a better than 500 record, and that was Villanova.
Right. I also think that in terms of the Oakland game tonight, I think you'd be very surprised to see the Oakland defense tonight. They've been giving up a number of points, but their defense is a lot like the old Browns defense. Like they bend, but they won't break at this point in the season.
They broke when they played the Patriots.
Yeah, Darryl, that was one game. So did the Steelers. The Steelers broke too, but I bet you what, Darryl, if they play again, there'll be no contest.
All right, well, let me put it this way. We say it's just one game, right? And if it gets down to the Super Bowl, it's just one game, right?
Right.
Whether they have a good game or a bad game,
right.
It's just that one game. So we can't go on that old cliche that was just one game. The Patriots will beat the Oakland Raiders come December the 18th, and Oakland will beat the Cincinnati Bengals tonight by 10 points.
Right, and that means that the Steelers will win the Super Bowl.
The Steelers will have to play the Baltimore Colts, and that could be quite a match.
They'll beat the Colts. If the Steelers get into the playoffs, they'll be the Super Bowl champion.
I agree with you.
There's no way that anybody's going to beat the Steelers once they get in there.
It'll be the Steelers and Oakland in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think so.
You'll be surprised.
I will, Darryl, when the Patriots are coming home.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you
for your call. 9 minutes before the hour. This is your Sports IQ, 891-1330, and we'll be right back.
Those icy winds from the north are telling you it's time to prepare for a long, hard winter season. Get a head start on Mother Nature by winterizing your car now. Come to Newton Auto Supply, 438 Lexington Street in Auburndale, and let their competent people aid you in meeting your winter automotive needs. Newton Auto features the complete AC and Delco line. Let them outfit you with quality Delco tune-up parts for easy starting on those frigid mornings. And remember that a finely tuned engine is virtually useless if your battery is dead. So think about a new Delco battery, a great battery with a tradition of dependability. And if you're trying to economize with today's high gas prices, optimum mileage is essential. AC filters will keep your pocketbook smiling and your car running like a Swiss watch. Replacing all your filters, air, oil, and gas will help conserve energy and prevent costly future repairs. Don't forget your spark plugs. New AC spark plugs will keep that gas mileage at its peak, too. Remember, go with names you can trust and depend on. AC and Delco parts. Let Newton Auto Supply, 438 Lexington Street in Auburndale, supply you with the right parts and help you winterize the right way. If you can't drop by, call 969-1191. That's Newton Auto Supply, 438 Lexington Street in Auburndale.
Sam's Outlet, 487 Moody Street, Waltham, is a very unique experience in Army and Navy shopping. You'll find famous name jeans such as Madewell, Wrangler, and Males. And we carry landlubber products too, including jumpsuits and coat dresses at low, low prices. Looking for corduroys? Sam's corduroys start at the incredibly low price of $10.99. All nationally known brands are featured, and in a variety of styles. We even carry corduroy overalls by Madewell, available at the giveaway price of $17.99. Corduroy army pants, we've got those too, in navy and in green. White and blue painter's pants, navy, tan, or green army pants, whatever it is, Sam's has it. And to keep you warm this winter, Sam's has quilt-lined army field jackets, fleece-lined bomber jackets with fur collars, Wrangler fleece-lined ranch coats, and down jackets starting at $39.99. Come in and browse. Look for all these back-to-school specials. Sam's Outlet is open Monday through Friday till 9 p.m. and Saturdays till 6.
Okay, you're back, and incidentally, we want to give out the 3 stars from last week's football game against New Orleans. And number 1 is Don Calhoun with 113 yards. Mike Haynes, who returned a interception back for a touchdown. And Bill Linkaitis, center for the Patriots. There you have it. And incidentally, our winner from last week, who won Daryl's second watch, is in the studio tonight.
Yeah, and I had to send out to get the watch. I didn't expect it. But it will be back, Mark. Don't worry. Mark Rocha from Belmont is here to receive the doctor's final watch, his last watch. And just a reminder.
As long as I get the next one, that's all.
You can get the next one whenever I have the same circumstances. Just a reminder for you fans out there with a heart, this is the Christmas season. And Bache Halsey Stewart, in conjunction with the Head Start program of South End, are looking for gifts for kids in the Head Start program between the ages of 3 and 10. And if you can find it in your heart to purchase a $1.98 $6 Million Man or Evel Knievel or non-perishable food goods, bring them or mail them to 850 Boylston Street, Bache Halsey Stewart, or care of Darrell Johnson, whatever, or 739-8251. Give that number a call, and we'll figure out some kind of way to get your gift to Bache Halsey Stewart, and we will in turn turn it over to the South End and help some people have a
very needy people. Help them have a very nice
We only need
Christmas.
212 gifts, but we'll take 424. There are only 212 kids. Yes, you're on the radio.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Giants fan.
Giants fan.
Is this the wild man, Gene DiAgostino?
No.
What do you want to talk about?
Just the Giants will put Washington into the playoffs.
The Giants will beat the St. Louis Cardinals.
Yeah.
That's asking a lot, you know.
Yeah. Now I want to talk to Jim.
Go ahead.
Jim?
Yes.
Do you think the attendance on the Patriots game had any effect on that episode out there? I know you were hardly discussing with it.
With the episode with the against
That
the
Monday night game there?
against the Jets, you mean, October 18th?
Yeah.
It happened. I really.
Well, no, I've been listening to you, and I was wondering if that.
I was very disgusted about what happened in the Jets game, but I don't think that particular night or those things that happened had anything to do with the attendance in Sunday's game against
No,
New
I'm
Orleans.
talking as a whole now.
Well, before you go any further with that particular circumstance, that Monday Night Football game, I'll tell you what that Monday Night Football game has caused, not only in New England, but around the country. If you remember the BU Field episode Saturday when South Boston played Newburyport, you cannot get upset with kids if they go out there and fight, and you see the same thing amongst adults. So, you know, as an adult, not only yourself, but Jim, myself, Chris, and whoever, we should remember that, you know, we happen to project an image for adolescents to follow, and we can't get so upset and make such a big deal out of the South Boston Newburyport incident.
No.
But I'm saying both instances are bad. And I think that once the adult starts to recognize the influence that he has over the adolescent, then you won't see so many problems at a game, and you won't see people afraid to take their families to sporting events. But at the present moment, it's not the kids, it's the grown-ups that are causing all of this problem.
I understand this.
Well, so, as far as the people staying away, the grown-ups stayed away, the grown-ups caused it. So
it was very cold yesterday.
Well, no, what I'm asking, Jim, is like if a father wanted to take a son or a daughter, and they thought back to that. You understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think it's different set of circumstances that influence.
You're going to get a certain amount that's going to go anyways, but someone might want to go.
Well, if you notice, the Patriots stopped selling beer in the stands, in the stadium.
Right.
And I don't know why they did not have a sold-out stadium on Sunday. I know the coach, Fairbanks, was a little disturbed about that.
Right.
But as to, I don't know if it's just apathy or just the fact that I have no idea why they didn't sell out for the last home game of the season, which was going to put the Patriots in the playoffs.
If you people thought that might have something.
I really don't think so.
No?
I honestly don't.
No? Well, I want to say one thing.
Go ahead.
Better be quick because we're running out of time.
I gave Chuck Foreman and O.J., right?
Uh-huh.
For the backs.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Chuck does everything. Now, I want to say one thing. The greatest running back in football that I have ever seen was Jimmy Brown, the Cleveland Brown,
I have to agree with you.
Yeah. Now, O.J. is as good.
We got to wrap it up, sir.
As good or one step better.
All right, thank you very much.
Doc, we got to say to that lady out in our audience who bothered to call us, Cecil Cooper is going to the Milwaukee Brewers.
And if you can't get into college, you can always go to General Beetle University in North Dakota.
Okay, this has been your Sports IQ with Chris Haynes, Daryl Johnson, Jim Nance, and our winner tonight, for the winner that came in tonight, Mark Rocha from Belmont. Have a good night and pleasant evenings.
More sports tonight at 8 o'clock, Sports Wrap, and then it's Rainieri and Pro Football Chatter at 8:30. WHET, Waltham.